Right. Hello. Hey. Hey. I don't know why I was muted. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Yes. As I was saying, Cookie is here. Hello. I was just seeing who's in the chat. Beetlehorn's here. Jason's here. Cherie is here. Haven't seen you in a little while. Haven't done a whole lot of live streams as of late. There was a bunch of live streams, obviously, for the Osiris. That was a lot. But let's see, who else? Well, I guess that's all. That's everybody that's here. No, but Greek Nakos is there over there on Twitch. Infernal's on Twitch there as well. Hey guys, Ninja, hello. Big boy, yes, that was a big boy. This, very much not so much a big boy, but in fact quite a little boy as far as master grades go anyway. Obviously the Wing series Gundams are a little bit on the smaller side. Got some little bit of water still left in my little cup there for water slide decals. Are you going to review the Wing Boys kits? Not all, just this one. I posted on just now, like on Twitter and Facebook, about this live stream, and I mentioned that today is the day. Today is like the 30th anniversary of the day when this mobile suit appeared, like debuted on the TV show, and I have no idea if that's true. I'm sure it's not, but I'm sure someone will comment on the post and be like, it actually appeared on this whatever other day. Okay. just a little gag there, but basically this is the 30th anniversary year, isn't it, of the series? So yeah, why not build this? I have built this kit before, basically. The Liaoyu unit version of it, which is the same kit, just with like more stuff, basically. And I've also built other Wing Master Grade kits from the EW series, and they're all kind of similar. So there won't be anything too new or groundbreaking, just kind of a fun, chill Master Grade build here this Friday afternoon. I've got a beverage to kind of chill. Tomorrow, if you guys are going to be in the area, tomorrow is build day here at USA Gundam Store. I unfortunately will not be there. I usually am for the monthly build days, but I will not be here tomorrow. So I'll miss you guys. There will be, though, some giveaway stuff. If you guys are going to be here, make sure you get a raffle ticket. It's free. Just show up, grab a raffle ticket, and you got to be here when we do the raffle. They do the raffle. I won't be here. Some Kotobukiya stuff, and I think Adam said he was going to grab some other stuff, too, for the giveaway. So thanks to Kotobukiya, as always, for being so supportive. And Adam, too, of course, for making it all happen. Already been another month, huh? I know, right? Yes, Voodoo Ranger IPA, yes. All about the IPA. As I said before, this is like my favorite of what's available at 7-Eleven. But my favorite is Sweetwater IPA. Their black one. It's like the hazy IPA. That's what I'll be drinking as soon as I get home. But for now, we got this one. So let's get started, shall we? How are you guys all doing this Friday afternoon? I've got something else exciting to share with you all. There's like a bunch of stuff to like kind of catch up on. So I'll just say this just because I realized I haven't been saying this at the live streams so much these days. I used to like make a point to say it a lot, but if you guys have questions, make sure, or you don't have to, but if you have questions for me while you're here hanging out live, you can feel free to put your questions in all caps, as long as you're not spamming the chat with all caps. You can put your questions in all caps, just kind of helps me to pick it out in the chat. So yeah, you can do that. Anyway, what was I gonna say? What am I building this time is the Master-Grade Shenlong. Are you still in Florida? Did you move back? I'm still in Florida. No plans to move back to Korea anytime in the near future or in the far future. We're considering it maybe like once our kids are grown up and adults, possibly, but I don't know about that. Then we'll be like far from our kids and, you know, potential grandkids and stuff too. Like, so I don't know if that's going to be something. But my wife and I surely miss living in Korea. So possibly in the future. Anyway, I know I said I was going to do update stuff and then look at the chat, and I'm kind of doing it in reverse, but that's fine. Wondering because the thumbnail. Oh yeah, birthday. Oh yeah, the thumbnail is the birthday of Gundam Wing, not me, not my birthday. But yeah, you can tell me happy birthday. My birthday is not till February, but if you want to wish me a happy early birthday, I'll take it. I don't mind. What else was I gonna say? So let's see. All right, I think that's all the pending questions that I can see right there in the chat at the moment. But again, like I said, if you guys have questions, feel free to utilize initiate caps lock and utilize that to help me pick it out in the chat. But other update stuff. So yeah, there was the All Japan Model and Hobby Show is going on there in Tokyo. I'm sure you guys have seen the news. We're getting another Master-Grade Stray kit. I have a video breaking down all the news and announcements and stuff from the show. That'll be going up this evening. I've got that all recorded and edited and everything. I just will go ahead and upload that after the live stream's done here. So check that out later this evening. And on Monday, check out, there will be a follow-up video which will be going over all the news and announcements and stuff from the other companies other than Bandai. So like Kotobukiya, Wave, Hasegawa, Max Factory, and all that stuff. So check out that video on Monday as well. Just because a lot of people will watch the Bandai one and then not watch like the other one. When I do that, I like to separate it out. Just instead of making like one huge long video, I like to separate it, like the Bandai stuff and then everything else, kind of. Yeah, a lot of people don't watch the later one because they're just interested in the Gunpla news, which is fine. But I would recommend, I mean, not just only for the sake of my views, but just for the sake of you guys not missing out on any cool model kits, check out the video on Monday as well, just because other companies make a lot of really cool stuff too. And especially if you're feeling like Bandai is just not doing it for you with their latest announcements, and especially with a lot of the stuff that they had to show, a lot of it being P Bandai. Make sure to check out that other video on Monday. So that's what's up with video news, at least for today and Monday. Other than that, let's see. If you guys saw, just kind of going through a bunch of different kind of like announcement kind of stuff. So just hang out with me here. If you guys saw, I think like a couple months ago, I did an unboxing video for the Perfect Grade Millennium Falcon, and I haven't done much since with it, just because I had other stuff going on. I was gone for a lot of July, and then I was working on my other big project. But now, happy to say, I've started work on the Millennium Falcon, and so I will be doing a series work in progress videos working on that, and I'm going to be painting it and everything, so definitely check that out. The first of that work in progress series will be going up next week, so that'll be covering like the assembly of the cockpit area and the front horns area. I'm just following the manual, so like just following the order of the manual. I would have liked to, like, I wanted to put together like at least the bottom part of the main body first, because I wanted to be able to have it on the stand, like on the display stand, and kind of build it out from there, build it up from there. But the manual has you start off with the front parts, which are not connected to the main body of it at all. So that's fine. Gonna scratch that idea. I'm just gonna go in order. And yes, so the first part will be out next week. And that'll just be going over just like the construction, like I said, of the first couple of sections. And then I don't really know at the moment how I'm going to go about painting. I think what I might do is like build the section and then prime it and then go on to the next section kind of thing. and kind of go in order like that, rather than like build the whole thing and then prime and then paint. I'll build a section, prime it, then build a section, prime it, and then we'll do the painting and weathering towards the end, I think, is kind of how I'm thinking to go about that. So that's the plan. But yeah, I hope that you guys will be interested in watching that. I think it'll be good content, just because it'll be, you know, it's a cool, very unique build. Something that well, I'm not too sure. I'm sure there's like some videos of it on YouTube, but probably not a lot, just because it's a big, you know, it's a big kit, it's an expensive kit, an elaborate kit. It's one of those kits that I think ends up being the case where like a lot of people buy it and don't build it right away. Like me, like I didn't buy it. I got it like here for work, fortunately, because it's going to be for display in the storefront here at USA Gundam Store. But yeah, I didn't like get to work on it straight away, just because it's a lot of kit. So understandably, it's one that I think sorry about that, guys. So HG Marcosius whip, and I was saying it's right there. I can see it, and especially with this year being the anniversary of Iron Blood Orphans. Obviously, the Marcosius didn't appear in the anime. It's like from the spin-off, but it would be cool to just finish that project, just to finish it, for no other reason than just to finish the project. But it would also be cool to finish that project while it's the anniversary of IBO. Let me think, because I've got so many different works in progress kind of in various stages all over my office here, and it would be cool. Do I have anything else that's Iron Blood Orphans related, though? I don't think so. Just trying to think. No, I think that's it. Just that Marcosius custom build that I started work on, and then, yes, regrettably have not finished yet. But like most of like the actual customization was done. It's just a matter of there was like a couple parts still left that I had to figure out, and obviously just like painting it and everything else. So we'll get back to that. Yeah, by the end of the year is my goal. So I'm gonna be working on the Falcon, not like as a main focus, but like as like kind of a side project in the background. And then also have a couple of small projects that I would like to kind of go through and finish up kind of in between that are like close to being done. So I have like my Machining Krieger Snake project. That's the one I'm hoping to finish like next week. Just need to basically paint that and weather it, and that's pretty much it. It's primed and like ready to go. The Netflix Gundam is also all painted. Just need to finish the diorama and then just kind of do the finish work on that. So that's almost done. My old to gold build of the old 100 scale Zaku cannon, that's kind of like almost done. So between like those and like a couple other things and the Marcosius, they're like side projects that I would like to get done. Like, it's not going to be like once a week, but like once every 2 weeks ish would be nice to kind of like in a like roughly every 2 weeks kind of schedule, try to get some of these works in progress that are like nearly done, like knocked out, like from now towards the end of the year, and then I've got plenty of other stuff to work on. So, let's see. Shokugan modeling project review when? I don't have any, and I don't plan on getting any more. I know Bandai just showed that new Armored Core one, but I don't plan on getting that. So probably won't be any for the foreseeable future. Still bummed that we didn't get a Netflix Goof custom. Yeah, that is kind of a shame. Who knows? I mean, like, it's never completely out of the realm of possibility. I mean, it would be kind of weird for them to suddenly release something else from that now kind of post facto sort of, right? It's kind of late, but I mean, Bandai's done stuff like that before. I wouldn't put it past them. Sometimes they just drop stuff. I don't really know the reason why, in those kind of situations, if it's just like, well, they want to release something and they don't know what else to release, or just kind of that's just what they planned on. That's how they planned on setting up the release schedule, whatever the reason. It's not impossible, I would say to you. So yeah, anyway, let's see what else. I think I still had a few more things I wanted to let you guys know about, if you don't mind. Secondly, I will be in sunny Puerto Rico, going from sunny Florida to sunny Puerto Rico at the end of this month, October 31st, when I'll be traveling to Puerto Rico for an event there, which is November 1st and 2nd. It is the Portal Experience. I'm going to be going there as a guest judge for the Mecha Builders contest, as well as a kind of presenter. I'm going to be doing a couple of presentations. Number one, Saturday there on Saturday, November 1st, I'll be doing a Q&A. On the 2nd, on Sunday, I'll be doing a weathering demonstration. It's kind of like beginners weathering tips, sort of, as it were. So, yes, if you're going to be attending the event, make sure that you come say hi. If you're just now hearing about the event for the first time, check it out. It's the Portal Experience PR.com. It's Puerto Rico, obviously. I love Puerto Rico. San Juan is beautiful. Had a great trip. I'm going to be in Ponce, is where the event is. I've never been to Puerto Rico before. It'll be my first time. But I know, like, is Puerto Rico, it's considered Latin America, right? Yes? Anyway, I was going to say my second time attending an event in Latin America, because I've been to an event in Chile a few years back now. So yeah, I'm excited. It's always a fun time, good opportunity. I heard there will be a Gundam base in the US. Is that correct? Yes, that does seem to be correct. In Chicago, oddly enough. I mean, it's a big city, centrally located, but myself, I think most people probably would have guessed that it would have been either New York or LA, something like that, considering Bandai is in, their Bandai US is located in California. You would have thought that it would be California. But yeah, for whatever reason, it's Chicago. I guess, well, I don't know. I was going to say it's maybe like cheaper to have a physical storefront. Maybe cheaper in Chicago than in LA, but I'm not certain about that either, actually. It's probably similar. But yeah, for whatever reason, yes, that does seem to be true. I think, as I mentioned, like on the last live stream on the USA Gundam TV channel, Adam and I last Friday, we talked about it a little bit. And as I told Adam then, that, as someone who's been to many, many Gundam bases over the years, and, and also just from working here and doing what I do every day, visiting a Gundam base is not not all that exciting of an idea for me, but I can understand the excitement of people that are, especially if you're living in Chicago. I mean, that's cool. But if you're like going to be visiting Chicago or something as just like a place where you might want to go, I get it. It's not very exciting for me, but I get that it's certainly something new and unique here in the US to have something like that. So there's our torso and waist section. Let's move on to the legs. I think somewhere like Texas would be more convenient for a Gundam base. It would probably be cheaper. I was saying if the if the concern is just the storefront property, like cost. It's Rosemont. It will be like half the cost of an LA storefront with better access to transportation and more central location. Yeah, okay, so yeah, there you go. I'm not too aware of property costs or stuff like that. I would just assume that, you know, I know, as far as I know, Chicago's not as like high taxes as like in California, but still like pretty high stuff. I don't know. I wish for a Gundam base in my country. Yeah. Let's see. Yes, just checking up on the chat there before we get started here on the leg. What other news is there to discuss with you guys? I think that kind of just about covers it. Obviously, spooky season now, and that means that November is coming, and that means that Black Friday is coming, and that means sales and lots of other fun stuff, giveaways and sales and nice opportunities to buy. So yes, I do not know all the details about the sale here for USA Gundam Store for this year, but I mean, you guys can pretty much assume it's going to be similar to past years. Yes, I know that there will be kind of similar, and I'll have a video talking about this later on, and then of course it'll be on all the social media stuff everywhere. But there will be incentives for like the first however many people who order, you know, whatever a certain amount. You'll get some free stuff and all that good stuff. So that's coming up. What else? It's like the main things. I think that kind of just about covers everything. As far as the next contest goes, don't have anything like set in stone at the moment. I do have an idea that a couple of ideas that I really quite like for a couple of different contest ideas that are on like the much like shorter and smaller scale, which I hope that you like. I hope that might sound appealing to you guys. Contests that are on the scale of being like a shorter time length and also just, what did I say? Smaller scale, shorter and smaller. Yes, so shorter length of time and also smaller, just in terms of like what's expected. Not like doing like, you guys are always kind of, depending on the contest, I guess, free to do a lot of different things. But the couple of ideas that I'm working with for what is most likely going to be the next contest are going to be, yes, like smaller, simpler, not like, you know, the last contest was the summer Plummo contest, where we encouraged you guys to make like a summer themed custom build and or diorama, something like that. This is not going to be anything like on that scale thing for the next contest. Something a bit easier, simpler, not necessarily just for the sake of like trying to include more people. Like, you know, that's one reason to make a contest a bit simpler would be to try to make it more inclusive. So, you know, if it's a contests related to like customization and painting and all that. You know, there's a lot of people that just don't do that, that sort of end up being like excluded, and so that's one reason to make a contest a bit more simpler. And but that's not exactly my reasoning for it this time. The reason why I wanted to do something a bit simpler is just because, just for fun. It's just kind of more fun, and just short and sweet, very Japanese. I like that. For those of you guys who are as much avid Bill Murray fans as I hope that reference will not be lost on you. But there's a good chance that it will be. So that's okay. But if it's not, then call it out in the chat if you guys know that reference, because I would be curious to know if anybody got that at all. Now, I would have assumed this is the right leg, but it would appear that I put the parts in the wrong spot, and this is actually the left leg. But I think the only difference is just the thigh armor and the part at the top, so it really kind of doesn't matter. Oh, I do have those parts here. I thought that I didn't. Kit bash contest? No. See, that's what I mean. It would. I'm not thinking to do something like that. Although I think a kit bash contest could be cool if we were talking like a unpainted kit bash contest. I think that could be kind of interesting. Oh, I did have the right thigh parts for the right side. I just put them on backwards. That's interesting. It's kind of interesting that they even fit. They looked kind of weird, so I thought like something was up, but I put those on. I was like, that looks, I don't know, kind of funky. But yeah, like a contest, it would be cool to do a contest, like a kit bashing contest, where like you're not allowed to paint. So like you have to kit bash, but you have to like color coordinate the parts so that they would go together, and so that like you don't just kit bash something that just looks like a kind of weird combination of colors. That could be kind of interesting, or just doing something like a 30-minute missions, no painting kit bash contest, something like that could be kind of cool as well. I don't really like how the side skirt armor goes together. Would you ever dress up as a Gundam character or even a Gundam? I have before. I've told this story before. I did a long time ago in Korea. I made just out of cardboard a pretty very simple Gundam, like actual like ARC-782 Gundam. I wouldn't even call it cosplay even, but costume. And I ended up taking first place in the costume contest that I went to with that. It was there in Seoul, in Itaewon. If you guys know anything about Seoul, then maybe you know about Itaewon. But yes, it's the foreigner area of Seoul, where there's a lot of foreigners because it's near the military base there. So that's where they have a lot of, especially non-Korean holiday celebrations like St. Patrick's Day and Halloween, stuff like that. There's always big parties and stuff there. So yeah, I went to a Halloween party there with my ARC-782 costume that I made. Won first place. I think the prize was like 300,000 won, which was at that time maybe around $280, something like that. Not too bad. What's up in the chat? Still nobody got my short and sweet, very Japanese reference. I'm sad about that. How about the new MG Astray? Yeah, how about it? I don't know. I always say this, and it's very true, that I'm happy with any new MG, any new kit, to be honest. I mean, unless it's a kit that like I just really, really don't like the design of. You know, any new kit is exciting for me. I'm always excited. I'm always looking forward to building anything new from Bandai. I mean, Bandai just makes fun model kits. That's why we enjoy it so much. So, but I mean, I get the kind of the general feeling of like yawn. I get that, so I understand why a lot of people are not so hyped about it. But I mean, it'll be a fun kit, I'm sure. Almost came in shouting, "Happy birthday!" Yes. So that's for Gundam Wing. Yeah, sorry, David. It's not my birthday. But you can say happy birthday. Some of those 3D printed Gundam suits made from people are pretty crazy. Yeah. Just wearing cardboard to cosplay as a Gundam. Exactly. Used to go pub crawling in Itaewon. Yeah, no, like I don't really like Seoul generally. Being in Seoul or doing anything in Seoul, it's kind of cool. Like when you're doing stuff, I don't know. It's just a lot of people, and I just don't like the fact that it takes forever to get anywhere. Just because it's such a big city and you have to take the subway or train or whatever bus. The good thing is that like compared to Japan, I'm sure as a lot of you Japanophiles know, if you've ever been or if you know anything about Japan, you know that taking taxis is crazy expensive. The good thing is that in Korea, that's not the case. Like taxis are much more affordable. Like still, like if you were going like all the way across the city, like a taxi would be expensive. It would add up, especially like if it was heavy traffic too, which it does tend to be. You tend to have a lot of heavy traffic there. But taxis like much more affordable there in Korea than in Japan. They're going up, I will say, like I guess like getting more expensive now than they used to be, I guess, to be fair, but still not on the level like Japan taxi cost. Anyway, what was I talking about? Itaewon, yes, and Seoul in general. So yeah, not really a huge Seoul fan myself for those reasons I just said. And Itaewon also, like I've been to Itaewon, you know, a handful of times. Usually it's for like a specific reason, because it's just not the kind of place that I just really enjoy going just for fun. Like there used to be a good like pie shop there, so like I liked to go there for pies. Not like both dessert and meat pies. So like pie shop in like the English sense of the word, not like American. I feel like in America we think of pie as like just like fruit dessert pies, like apple pie, cherry pie, but like meat pies and stuff is like less of a thing here. I guess like a lot of us, maybe it's a Midwestern thing, would think of that as like pot pies. But anyway, there was a good pie shop there I would go to. I went there to look for shoes one time, just because like my shoe size like doesn't exist in Korea. I just have big feet, so it's impossible to get shoes there. So I thought, well, if there's any place in Korea I can find shoes, it's Itaewon. And even there, I was only able to find, I mean, I didn't check like every single store, but after checking a handful of stores, I found one pair of shoes in my size. And so I was forced to buy a very ugly pair of Nikes because I wanted some good, just like exercise shoes. Yes. What is going on, Jim? I like the Shenlong, but absolutely love the Altron. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Have you got the HG Altron? It's really nice. I think you're more of an MG kind of guy, but I know, but it's kind of, we never have ever got like a proper like TV version Altron MG. That's kind of a shame. Pot's pie or shepherd's pie is probably what most Yeah, people in the US think of. Yeah, and I do love shepherd's pie and pot pies. Any pie. I love a pizza pie too. I mean, it's all good. What's your take on Bandai's release schedule? It's interesting that but the MG Ultron is the EW, like the Endless Waltz version. I'm talking about like the TV version Ultron, green white one, HG. Anyway, yes, it's interesting. Bandai's release schedule. So I felt like last hobby show and like last Next Phase announcement, we got the announcements for the stuff for like January, February. I think that's it. I don't even think we got anything that was like releasing in March. And now at the hobby show at the All Japan hobby show, like for the next stuff that's coming out, like the Hammurabi is coming out in like June. So like they went from like January, February, like maybe into March, and they skipped over like March, April, May, and now we're getting an announcement for something that's coming out in June. It's very odd. I don't know, or I'm like missing something or forgetting something. I don't know, but I thought that was weird. It's like, wait, and I saw the release date. That's really far in advance. I don't know what's the deal with that, but something's going on. MGG Reco. I guess this is something I think I had heard about before and just like forgot. But over the past 12 hours with all the announcements and stuff and like people talking about it, I guess G-Reco has like it has like a licensing issue that is maybe why they can't make a master grade, and why the HGs don't get reissued like hardly ever, except that we are getting there was that announcement for that P Bandai, wasn't it like a P Bandai version or something of the G Self? I don't know. Anyway, apparently there's like some licensing issue, which I think I'd heard about before, but like forgot. I also kind of just don't really care that much. But I think Master Grade G Self would be awesome, and it would be much. If for no other reason, then it would be much better than the HG, because the HG, I never want to say that any kit sucks or is not good, because it's all about the potential of the kit in the hands of the modeler and all that. But the HG G-Reco series are not the best, I think is the best way to put it. Very much not the best that Bandai's ever made when it comes to HG model kits. And so it would be a huge opportunity for improvement if we got an actual MG. And so I would love to see it for that reason alone, but it does not seem like it's still not yet in the cards for the G Self, apparently. Hi. Yeah, it is weird. I don't know the details of it, Jim. But I guess you could look around. There was people talking about it on Twitter. Those know-it-alls that just kind of know it all. I am not one of those. I used to be more in tune with stuff like that, but as I often say nowadays, is that I'm here to talk about the model kits, and it's not really my concern to be informed with anything else. The internal details of kind of how that works at Bandai, or the anime, or anything else like that. I'm still surprised that I even made the time to watch Requiem for Vengeance. Why is this not fitting onto here? I know you would. Yes, you can die happy now, Jim. Yes, I agree. Have you you got yours, right? And have you started flipping through it at all? Actually, speaking of which, I need to. Josh wanted one, so he had me get one for him. I need to send that to him. because when he asked me to snag one for him, we had got the first shipment and it was already like all sold out and gone. So I said I can get one. I told him when he asked me about it, I said I can snag one for you when we get some more in. So we got some more in. Now I need to do that. Looks like you joined late. Sorry, that's all right. No biggie. We're making good progress because it's a fairly small kit here. I cannot get this part onto here though. For some reason, it's supposed to. I don't have that quite squeezed together all the way. Maybe. Oh yeah, that was it. I just needed to give it a little more muscle. That's it, right? Anyway. Metal Gear kits looks good besides RG Gunplas. I mean, like, Metal Gear kits look good. Yeah. I mean, like, if you're wanting to pair it with a Gundam kit, I mean, I'm not sure exactly like the context of your idea. I'm not really sure how well that would work. I mean, I guess the good point of putting like a RG Gunpla next to like one of Kotobukiya's Metal Gear kits is that the Kotobukiya Metal Gear kits are quite detailed. There's a lot of surface detail and stuff, which I guess would like sort of match pretty well with like the level of detail that you have with Bandai's RG kits. So yeah, sure, in theory, I think it would be kind of like a odd looking combination, but it kind of depends on the kit and if you were gonna be painting it as well, or it depends on what you wanted to do with it. Interesting idea. Oh, here you go. Said I want to put the MG Metal Gear Solid 4 Ray and Rex. With what? Really saying Metal Gear Solid 2. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2 Ray would be cool, and also Metal Gear Solid 4 Gecko would be awesome. Is this actually live? Yes, we're live. What do you think of people watching the live builds later? Why not? I think I don't know. I think like my live builds in particular, because I don't really make like the focus of the live build and like really like showing. I could have this like way closer and like way more dialed in to like show it to you guys like really properly. I think like the focus of my live builds is kind of like only partially on like the live build itself, of like actually putting the kit together. I mean, it does actually look a lot better like that, doesn't it? Should have it more zoomed in, but then I have to like make sure that I'm staying in frame. I could like mark it out, but my point is that I think like I don't know, and you guys can tell me, maybe I'm wrong by this, but I feel like a lot of the appeal of watching one of my live builds is actually watching it live, because it's more so just kind of like interaction, like audience interaction, conversation that's like kind of happening. Just, you know, it's a one-sided conversation essentially, just from me, and you guys are just listening. But I think that's like, I don't know, much better live, and there's probably less incentive for like watching it later. It would be my assumption, but I don't know. Do you guys agree or disagree with that? This is better, but it is difficult to stay both in frame and in focus, because I don't want to put on autofocus, because then the camera will just be going nuts. But what, I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. Am I winning? I don't know. Not really, but I mean, I'm getting by, and I think that's worth something. Don't you think? It's Friday. It's Friday, and I have a cold beer, so I am winning. A beer that's getting less cold by the moment. And, you know, I'm building a Gundam model at work, essentially. So, suppose I cannot complain. It is something that I do try to keep in mind often. Certainly, I'm one that is not in a position to complain about work, am I? Okay. We're going to move on to the head. Listing my main mecha collection wish list and the main aspects. It looks realistic, including some super robot and some. I don't know the context for that comment. Sorry, Diego. It's cool to have a famous YouTuber and one I watch react to my comment. Oh. Hey, I'm just a regular guy. Happy to react to any comments. If you're willing to take the time to be here, to watch live, to comment, then I will read that comment. At least, I'll do my best. I can't read every single comment, but you know what I mean? Oh yeah, I forgot we're doing this. Okay, I'm trying to do it on camera. Yeah, I could also mean like there's a lot of room for improvement generally when it comes to my streaming setup. I mean, I could have like a much better camera and use, more like transitions. I could have like the chat. I hate that, having the chat on the screen. I don't know why people like that. I don't like it. So I will never do that, I don't think. But having like the notifications pop up on screen when someone subscribes or something like that, like there's different things I could do just to kind of make the stream a bit more flashy, I guess, and more kind of up to date with what the cool kids are doing these days. But I don't know. We're just here to build some model kits and talk about model kits. And is that not enough? Why is this not staying in there? I need to push this in there more, or what? What's the problem here? Why does this faceplate part keep coming off? I'm trying to put the eye sticker on and like everything just keeps falling apart. And the sticker is just like not wanting to stay on there. Is this like an old sticker or something, or just don't have it pushed on all the way, or what? Don't know. Really not know which Macross and Armor Core kits I choose. Macross, I mean, I've not built any of the Bandai HG kits yet, but I've only heard good things. And I, just because it's Bandai, I would say that it's safe to assume that they're probably like nicer overall compared to like Hasegawa's kits or something. So for Macross, I would say, unless there's a different design that Bandai does not make yet, I would recommend Bandai. For what was the other one? Armored Core. Yeah, I would also just recommend Bandai for that too. Like Kotobukiya makes some really cool Armored Core kits. But Bandai's are just going to be old reliable Bandai. You know that you can expect no issues. But again, the Kotobukiya makes some great Armored Core kits as well. So. As with anything, I mean, you can always check out some reviews and just kind of inform yourself, so you kind of know what you're getting yourself into, and then make an informed decision. Sorry for no worries about the English. It just if it's like a longer comment, it's kind of harder for me to read. Not having the chat visible helps. If someone puts something up that is not, that's true. Fortunately, that's not something that I really have to deal with, about like trying to watch to make sure no one's putting like something like incredibly inappropriate in the chat. I mean, like every once in a while, very rarely, like we'll have like a bot or something on Twitch that like I have to ban or something like that, but that's pretty rare. Yeah. I'm lucky that I'm not on that. Not to that size where you have like you know, trolls and all that, right? I feel like it kind of like was for a while. Maybe I'm just sort of like fallen out of relevance a bit or something, but there was a while. I think it's mostly just that like Gunpla like community in general just doesn't really have a whole lot of that. And so it's funny to me sometimes, like I'll see people online like talking about like complaining about this or that about the Gunpla community, whatever, blah blah blah. Like, I guess I don't really have a whole lot of experience like in other communities, like gaming community and cosplay community. I don't know any like other sort of like nerdy kind of counterculture sort of communities, like niche communities. But I feel like Gunpla's pretty good in comparison in that we don't have a lot of like troll edgelord like annoyances in the community generally. And I feel like there used to be some, but like these days, like not really. Which is good. I don't know, maybe like the few that there were just got like bullied out of existence. Like people just stood up to them and were like essentially like in maybe not so nice words, basically like let them know like you're just not welcome here. And so I think that maybe kind of part of the reason. I don't know, maybe that's wishful thinking, but could be. Whatever the case, yeah. I think we're fortunate to have a pretty good community here for us. So all the whole body's done now. Of course, we're just now building the Dragon Fang, which is interestingly not built at the same time as the arm. It's built as like a weapon at the end, and then you just attach it to the arm, which I always thought was kind of unique. Hey, thank you for the super chat there, Sri. Appreciate that. Thank you. Happy building, happy Friday. Thank you. Are you heading out? Let's see. Gundam community is chill. Yeah, I think so. And especially just kind of, I mean, like, probably in any community you can find like, if you are, and if you're here watching this stream, I imagine that you're not, but if you were one of the people that, you know, is one of these kind of like edgelord shitposting kind of people, you're probably not here watching the stream then in that case. But for those type of people that do exist like in this community, there's spaces for them. There's always going to be those kind of spaces, and like whether it be in like certain Discord communities or just kind of like on, you know, dark alleys of Twitter. But I feel like there's so much, most of the content just doesn't entertain that. Like, you know, channels like mine, other channels on YouTube, and like there's not like streamers that are like interacting with that to kind of like egg on people like that, or I don't know, like in like a lot of like the like Facebook groups and Discord servers and stuff, I feel like a lot of people just wouldn't have patience for people like that, which is good. And then they just like I said, they just kind of end up getting forced out. So anyway, I think it does tend to work out pretty well. Yes, only been building since May, but Plamo is easily the most chill hobbyist community I personally have been in. Yeah, okay. Welcome, Troy. Been building since May. Yeah, even compared to like the scale model community, which I think is also pretty chill from what I know about. I'm not super involved, of course. I'm not super into like that side of like the modeling community, like scale modelers and stuff. But I think even compared to that kind of area of the hobby, I think that Gunpla is still even more chill than that, because then you have like, you know, the stereotypical like rivet counters, right? The people that like are very up in arms about historical accuracy and things like that, that we just don't have. Like, you know, it's cringy and cheesy to say, and on my t-shirt, thanks to the Gunpla Builders Puerto Rico for this awesome shirt. But as cheesy and cringy as it is to say, the whole Gunpla is freedom thing is something that I think does allow for a much more chill community, even compared to, like I said, scale modeling. Whereas like in this community, if someone, you know, paints their RX-782 in some like random ass bright, like ridiculous color scheme, it may not be for everyone, but there's not going to be people like telling you that it's the wrong way to do it or something, right? So that's, I think, good. There's our eye stickers for the dragon fang here. There's a few more pieces on this, then the shield and all that. I've been building since November 2024, 2023. Ski, nice. A little bit longer than the other chap. Who was that? Troy. But still fairly new. It's always surprising to me, like, how, because I always think that like everybody's here. I don't know. I just kind of don't really think about like how new some people are sometimes. Like, I just like forget that there's just like new people coming into the hobby all the time. It's a good thing to be reminded of. Because like one of the things as like a content creator, I'll tell you one of the struggles for me, and I don't know if other content creators in this hobby space struggle with this, maybe not, but like when it comes to any sort of like work in progress or tutorial type of video, which admittedly I don't make a ton of these days, and partly because of this reason that I'm getting into, but it's because I feel like so much of anything that I could cover, like I've covered before, like how to remove seam lines, I've covered in like many videos. How to, you know, pen align, I've covered in many videos. And so it's good to remember that there's always new people coming into the hobby, that even though I feel like I've shown how to do something so many times, that like there's no way anybody's getting anything useful out of this just because I've already shown this before. Having the build days here at USA Gundam Store has been a really good reminder of this too, because at the build days here, like people will come up to me and like ask me about stuff that like I've talked about on my channel many times, like about like painting and things like that. People will ask, like, I'm happy to answer their questions, but it's stuff that, like I said, yeah, it serves as a reminder to me that it's not completely fruitless to cover something on my channel that I might feel like I'm tired of talking about, right? There's always going to be new people that haven't seen your other tutorials or other works in progress or other videos, other live streams where maybe I've talked about things many times. Even though to me it may feel like I'm just being a broken record, it's not going to be like that for everybody. Oh, and there goes the camera. All right, hang on, let me switch the battery. It's just a battery issue. Forever September. New students coming in all the time. Yes, I don't know of that expression. I don't know if I've ever heard that before, but I think I get it. Why is this not closing? There we go. What that about? Yeah, okay. Since I missed more than half of the stream, can someone tell me how was the build? The build was just fine. Don't worry. You didn't miss like that much. We just have the shield to do left, and that's all, folks. The actual, it's not a trident. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's not a naginata. It's a trident. Just goes like that. The effect part on there. That's all. Easy. And the dragon fang here. It's basically just attaches onto the arm in the same way that like a shield would. Here onto the, it like plugs in on the side of the arm, but then like it holds the dragon head on the back of the arm, like that. It's like you kind of have to have it like sideways, like that, sort of. It's interesting. And I've got something really cool to show you. So hang on. We got just a little bit of construction here left for the shield, and then I'll show you something pretty unique. Hang out for just a minute. Just saw the Strike Freedom BN head. Looks awesome. What's that? Strike Freedom BN? Strike Freedom BN head. It's a new experience for you. Nice. You're fast. Well, keep in mind that all the parts were cut and all the nubs removed and everything ahead of time. So, I mean, all I'm doing is assembling. There was, you know, at least a couple hours work ahead of time, you know, just preparing everything. Still probably, you know, somewhat fast, but not quite as fast as it would appear. People too are always still like boggled. Their minds are boggled that I cut out all the parts like this. And we'll say like, how do you know which part's which? Or how do you not get parts confused? That's always still surprising for me. Okay, so that's the shield. Here's the connection part for the shield. And that's it. I forgot that the shield like looks like that, so like disjointed. I thought that the armor pieces were all like more touching, not like so separated out like that. But let me show you something kind of cool. Let me focus. There we go. So I've got that. I also have this, which I will show in the review video as well, coming up. Let's see. Bear with me a moment, because I've got something kind of interesting here. Have to do a little bit of a reassembly. All right, I think that should be good. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Ta-da! Whoa, my, what a difference. That's the old 1/100 scale Shenlong. Just like, I mean, obviously there's a big difference in a lot of ways, but just look at the size difference. So this is one of the first Gunpla kits that I ever built. Ever built. Way back in the day. And I mean, as you can see, it's far from perfect in terms of like what I did with it. Just some pen aligning, just with like a micron pen or something, I think probably what it was. But like just stylistically, I mean, everything, like the size, the details and everything. This has the, like with the Ultron, and like I think it's the TV version of the Shenlong, right? Has the arm that's actually folded up in the shoulder, whereas this is the EW version. So I mean, obviously there's going to be a big difference for that. So one is the EW design. But I mean, still, yeah, like the size, like it's so much larger. Probably inaccurately so. I would imagine this one's probably the scale, the size is probably not correct. But yeah. So yeah, I mean, and again, the one being the TV version design, and one being the EW, or to be more precise, the Frozen Teardrop version of the design. But yeah, that's it for the stream today. Any last questions you guys might have before we wrap up? Like I said, tomorrow's build day here at USA Gundam Store. If you guys can, if you guys going to be around, if you're in the area, come through. If you have not seen, like I said, let's see what else is there. Yeah, my work in progress series on the Perfect Grade Millennium Falcon will be starting next week. Look forward for that. Later tonight, my video will be going up, this evening, just in a couple hours. The video will be going up covering the All Japan Hobby Show Bandai stuff today, and then just as a reminder, on Monday there'll be the next part of that video, which will be covering everything else: Kotobukiya, Wave, Max Factory, Hasegawa, X Plus, Belfine. Belfine actually has some very exciting releases coming up. I don't want to spoil the surprise if you guys haven't seen it yet, but Belfine's got a couple of model kits that I'm really looking forward to that are coming out next year. But yes, and yes, they do make a PG Millennium Falcon. Yes, I believe we do still have it in stock here at USA Gundam Store. It's pretty expensive, but it's a lot of kit. It's a big kit, and it's a lot of kit. I did an unboxing video. You can check that out if you're interested. But yeah, since the unboxing video, I've not yet started work on it. Until now, I got the first handful of parts all kind of prepared. I'm going to start working on that. I'll have a work in progress video for you guys for that next week. And other than that, yeah, obviously the review for this guy next week as well. I think that's it. Let me check in the chat here. What else is going on? When will the RG Wing Zero be arriving? I don't know the answer to that exactly. I think I want to say that's meant to come next week, but don't quote me on that. I think that's what I heard. Adam and our other warehouse manager, I think I've heard them both separately both mention that. But yeah, like I said, we can never really say very for sure about any shipment stuff, because we might know kind of when to expect it, but you never know what can happen in like the shipping industry. Things can be delayed for no apparent reason. Super late to the party, but welcome either way. Blaze, yeah, I'm just about to wrap up actually, but thanks for stopping by. Yes, the PG Millennium Falcon been a thing. Yeah, it came out, what, 6 years ago, something like that maybe. Yeah, Tankhead. Yeah, I'm super excited for that too. That one looks really cool. That Tankhead model kit that's coming out from, is that Belfine as well? I think it is, right? That's Belfine that's also making that Tankhead kit too. Yeah. Time to slam that drink. I still got a couple hours, an hour and a half before the end of the workday here. So yeah, I still got a little bit left. I want to give you guys one last chance though, just because I don't think I saw it in the chat. My reference about, I'm just frustrated that nobody got this reference, about the short and sweet, very Japanese. I like that. Nobody knows what that's from, huh? Shame. Man, my question got so far up. Oh, did you? If you asked a question, put it back in the chat there, Ted. If you can, real quick, I'll answer it. I'll be here just for a minute or so more. Thanks for the stream. You're welcome, Sherry. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Thank you. Want to try to build Mecha Musume. Is Frame Arms Girl good? Our 30-minute sisters. I also worry about num marks. So yeah, 30 minutes missions, 30 minutes sisters are more beginner friendly in that number one, they're cheaper. They have less parts, less complex assembly. Not that the Frame Arms Girls are more complex, but if you're like more of a beginner and more of just wanting to kind of test the waters of Mecha Musume model kits, I would recommend 30 minutes sisters. Yeah, Frame Arms Girl and Megami Device in particular are great. The Arcanadia series kits from Kotobuki are great. The Megalomaria kits from Kotobuki are great. Megalomaria would be a good as well. They're kind of more like more robot, less Musume, more mecha. But I would also recommend those. They're a bit pricier though too. So like I said, like 30 Minute Sisters is good because they're cheap. Yeah. Cheaper than that. PG Millennium Falcon better have some interior. It does. It does have some interior in the cockpit area. I think that's kind of the only section really that it has much interior. Otherwise, you'd have to like take off like the whole top part thing and like. I guess no. There's interior in like the area where the like what's it called? Like the gangway, right? Lowers down where they get in, where like they get onto the ship. That also has some interior detail there as well. I probably won't paint that part. I do plan on painting the inside of the cockpit. Okay, there we go. Finally, someone got it lost in translation. Okay, thank you. Forgot the name of the movie. Yes. What I was talking about. Very short and sweet, very Japanese. I like that. It's lost in translation. That's like within the first. It's like a minute and a half into the movie. Yes, I do have that movie mostly memorized. I think I have seen it probably 100 times. Probably more than that. At least like the first 10, 15 minutes of it, I've seen more than 100 times probably. Because I used to, like in college, there was a time when like I would just put it on to fall asleep to it like almost every night. I don't know, it was just a thing. It was my favorite movie at the time. I was going through a thing where I was vibing. I was vibing on that movie before vibing was a thing. I mean, it was a thing, right? But we didn't say vibing at that time. It's like 2009, 2008, 2007, probably most accurately. I think of it as a Tower of Babel movie. I don't know. But yeah, like I would put it on before bed and like just like fall asleep to it every night. So especially the beginning part of the movie, I've seen many, many, many times. But the whole movie I've seen many times as well. It would be cool to do just because it's like one of my favorite films, like to reference it in some way in like a model kit form. I don't really know. I mean, I would have to think about that, how to do it. I don't know. I'm not sure. Any ideas there? If you guys have any ideas, send me a message or something. You didn't see it until like 4 years ago, David? It came out in 2004, so it's more than 20 years old now. Crazy, right? Can you believe that it got snuffed? Well, more importantly, that Bill Murray got snuffed. Because it's still, to this day, one of the reasons why I hate Sean Penn. For a lot of reasons, just because Sean Penn I mean, from all I've ever seen about it, just seems just like such an asshole. And just not the kind of person that I would like anyway. But most importantly, when Bill Murray should have won an Oscar for Lost in Translation, Sean Penn won for Mystic River, I think. Boo. Just boo. Just awful. Not that movie is awful or that Sean Penn is awful. I mean, he's a good actor, like objectively, but still, I just hate the fact that Bill Murray should have won an Oscar. Even though I also do kind of understand, some some people say that like Bill Murray didn't really, Lost in Translation is good. It's a great movie, but Bill Murray didn't really deserve an Oscar necessarily because he was basically just acting as himself, which fair enough, but still, it was a good performance. Awards are all fixed. Yeah. I mean, I think he did win Best Actor, not at the Academy Awards, but what's the other? At some other award. He did. I mean, like the movie did win some awards, but I mean, not as much as I think that it probably should have. I think it's really, really good. Just because it's good for a lot of reasons, but one thing that I think was underappreciated about it is how stylistically the movie really transcends, Western filmmaking. And you wouldn't really know that or be as aware of that unless you had seen like a good amount of like East Asian independent film. That's like kind of very niche. But if you've seen a lot of that, you can see how much that type of like independent filmmaking from that part of the world, like Japan, Korea, Hong Kong, especially, how much like those kind of films inspired Sofia Coppola's film Lost in Translation. I think a lot of people don't really appreciate that context just because they wouldn't notice, I think. But that's one thing that I really like about it, that I think is really great about that movie. It's basically like watching a Japanese like independent film, but it's made by Americans and with Americans, and it's an American movie for all intents and purposes. But I think it really transcends that, being an American film. Yes, very interesting. And yeah, if you guys have never seen, actually, if you're a fan of Lost in Translation, if you've never watched it, I think you can watch it on YouTube. There's a cool like behind the scenes like making of show, and it's like 30 minutes or something like that, maybe. Worth a watch. Really cool, just to kind of see like some behind the scenes of making it, just because it's fun to watch Bill Murray, but like then also showing like some of the behind the scenes of how they filmed the movie. It's really cool. So I would recommend that if you're a fan of the film. And I think that's probably about it. I could hang out and chat with you guys for a bit more, but I actually have this. I'm gonna go put some paint on this. Gonna go do some painting. This is the Reika, right? Why am I suddenly feeling like that name is not right? The character model kit from the Razafon kit. So yeah, the Razafon kit that I recently built, the Master-Grade kit, came with this model kit, character model kit. I've got it all prepped and surfaced, primed. I'm just gonna go throw some paint on it before the end of the day today. I've seen a lot of Japanese movies, never made a connection. Yes, Juku, I would say, I mean, like I'm saying, it's a very particular niche of Japanese film. Like, I don't know what Japanese films like you're talking about, but if you've seen like there's like a certain niche of Japanese filmmaking that I think is what I'm talking about, like where you could see that connection, would be like some of like the films that are I don't want to get like too into the weeds, but it's kind of an in the weeds topic. Like inspired by the Japanese filmmaking philosophy of Mono no Aware, which was kind of developed and made popular by Ozu back in the 60s and 70s, who made loads of films. Like maybe you might have seen, like Early Spring, I think is probably his most famous, but he's made like 50 films or something like that, like a crazy amount. I've only seen a couple, but that sort of inspired a sort of filmmaking philosophy, which slice of life. It's basically slice of life is what probably a lot of people know it as in terms of like anime and manga, but in terms of like Japanese film, like the Japanese word for it is mono no aware. And So in like other like somewhat more modern films like that, I would look at some of the films by like Koreeda. Nobody Knows. You might have seen like Nobody Knows, or let's see, like Tokyo Sonata, stuff like that. Bright Future is one of my favorites. That's definitely a little bit more indie. But check out Bright Future if you guys have never seen that. It does have like quite big actors in it. It's got Odagari Joe and Odagari or Odagiri. I always get it mixed up because my wife always teases the name. I think she always says it's Odagiri, but I think it's Odagari Joe and Tadanobu Osana, who's a big Japanese actor. And then the like the father character too is also a big Japanese actor. I don't know his name though. I'm less aware of that, but Bill Murray's only chance to get an Oscar. I don't know. I mean, like he's had some pretty good roles, I feel like. I rewatched all of Razafan after you uploaded your model kit video. Such a fantastic show. I should rewatch it. I haven't seen it in 20 years, probably. I should rewatch it. Yeah. Yes. Very slice of life. Yeah. So basically, yeah, like the filmmaking philosophy is just like that. There's no like a big climax. That you're basically just seeing a short, like a glimpse into the life of like the characters, right? And The Taste of Tea is another really good one. I really recommend. A bit more abstract, sort of, but also very good. The Taste of Tea, also with Tadanobu Osano. He's in everything. But yeah, check out some of those movies if you never have, and there's other ones too, I'm sure. And like I said, not only Japanese, but then like Korean films too that are also kind of similar. In the Criterion Closet, yeah, a lot of them are. I do have a good amount of Criterion collection, Japanese and Korean films. A few. It's not like a big amount. Haven't bought a DVD in ages, of course, but like back from when I was buying DVDs, I do have some of those. Yeah. Let's see. What are you talking about, David? I'm trying to see here. Hang on. That explains so much. We're wanting more after the movie ended. Oh, you're talking about like wanting more closure at the end of Lost in Translation? Yes, I understand. Have you seen I Am a Robot, the Korean movie? Are you talking about 나는 사이보그지만 괜찮아? I'm a cyborg, but that's okay? That movie? It might have like a different, like depending on your country, it might have a alternate title. I felt like the English title is I'm a cyborg, but that's okay. Is that the movie you're talking about? About the girl that thinks she's a cyborg and is living in a mental institution? If that's the movie you're talking about, then yes, obviously I have seen it. Yes. Yeah, that's a really good one. Yeah. My wife and I both really like that movie a lot. So we've watched it a couple times. I saw it before I met my wife because I studied East Asian filmmaking in school. So that was kind of like my area of focus. I studied filmmaking, and like East Asian independent filmmaking was my focus. So yes, yeah, it's a great movie. Yes, highly recommend. But yeah, any of like, if you're talking like Korean movies now, like any Kim Ki-duk movies, he got in some trouble and has like kind of fallen out of grace now because basically he was Me Too'd, as it's referred to, I guess, sort of. Basically, he got in some trouble on that, but any Kim Ki-duk films I quite like. People, especially Korean people, have mixed feelings on them just because of like once it kind of came out, some of the stuff that he got in trouble for, then like they saw some of his films in a little bit different light. But I still think his films are good. Bad Guy is great. 3 Iron is great. The Korean title's different. It's Binjip, like Empty House, but the English title I think is 3 Iron. as in like a golf club. That's great. Spring, summer, fall, winter, and spring, also really good. So yeah, lots of great films out there. Oh, and what's the name of that? Suddenly drawing a blank. Shoot. Miryang. Miryang's so good too. Three Iron's good, right? It's one of those movies that, like, I don't know, it's just really good. You can't forget, which is great. Like, there's some movies you watch it and like immediately after watching you just don't remember what happened, but like, you know, that's how you know like a good movie is not like it just sticks with you. Like 3 Iron, I've probably watched the movie maybe 3-4 times maybe in my life, and not for a long time, but I still remember it really well. Do you know where I can get replacement parts? So it kind of depends on the country you're living in, Master Ninja. If you're here in the US, there is theoretically replacement parts services. You have to go through Banda.us. I think they have a page on their website with instructions on how to do that. It's kind of difficult to do, and I wouldn't hold out too much hope, but I would say just wherever you got the kit, get in touch with wherever you got the kit from, a retailer or whatever, and hopefully they can help you with that. And it just kind of depends on your country. Why did they call it 3 Iron instead of Empty House? I don't know. Because he uses that 3 Iron golf club, I guess. It's a like obscure name for it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, empty house. Empty House, I mean, it feels a bit more on the nose, and it's kind of like a boring title. I don't know. Like if I saw the movie was Empty House, I don't know. 3 Irons, at least, like, ooh, like what's that about? Like, intriguing. Empty House, I think maybe less intriguing. It was in the USA, and I notified the seller. Yeah, if you notify the seller, hopefully they can help you out with that. I know getting replacement parts here in the US is not easy, but I wish you good luck. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna wrap up the stream, guys. I could chat movies with you for a while longer, but I'll save that for another time. Last thing though, just because it would be good. This is something I was thinking about doing, and it would be good to ask you guys while I'm here. I was thinking about maybe doing some kind of video, and it could just be just like a live stream like this. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a full-on recorded video, but thinking about doing like a Q&A where you guys can, like, I'll post ahead of time to let you guys post some questions just about Korea, just because, you know, obviously I talk about like life in Korea a lot, like especially during the live streams and all that, but you know, especially like more and more these days, like every day, like Korea is just kind of becoming a little bit more kind of popular, just with the rise of K-pop, and especially K-pop Demon Hunters these days in particular, but just like K-pop and just like Korean culture, Korean food. And so I know there's plenty of like YouTubers, you know, like Korean YouTubers, just like there's loads of Japan YouTubers. It's a whole thing. But if you would like to do like a video or live stream or something like Q&A, just like all about Korean stuff, where you guys can just ask whatever you might feel like asking about Korea, would that be something that you guys would be interested in? It's not at all related to the content of my channel, but I don't know, maybe you guys might be interested. I don't know. Let me know if you guys think that it would be. So that's all for today. Check out the video later. And I know I said bye like a bunch of times already, but goodbye for real this time. See you guys later. Have a great weekend.